So, another Mercury retrograde. And this is going to be the last Mercury retrograde of 2025. And what does that mean for you? Hi, I'm Michelle L. I am an intuitive astrologer and Reiki practitioner and mystic. I'm just going to throw that word out there. So, with this Mercury retrograde, we have a lot going on this month, especially come the end of it. We are going to have a lot of planets at the 29 degree again. And for any of you who somewhat understand under astrology, we know that the 29 degree equals a crisis degree. So we're going to have some crises with some of these downloads or transmissions that we get, that some people call any crises to do with money, finances, and our own inner value system. And with Mercury starting in Sagittarius, and going back into Scorpio, what this is going to do is it's actually going to give us a moment. So I know that a lot of people freak out when it comes to Mercury being retrograde, and that's okay. It just means that it's causing for a pause. Take a moment, do some introspection, do some self-reflection. And what's going to happen with all these crises that we have been dealing with lately is it's going to teach you about your own emotional state. It's going to let you know, psychologically speaking, why you've been going through what you've been going through. And so during this time, and I see here, yeah, it's going to be conjunct Mars there at some point, and it's going to be in Sagittarius. So we want to be careful of anger. We want to be careful of anger and having arguments based from miscommunications. We don't want to, in the end, feel like we've kind of put our foot in our mouth. So if we take a minute first and reflect on why these things are coming up within us, it's really going to help you to learn at the end of these last, or next 4 weeks, as to not only who you are, but then how to integrate what you've learned about yourself as you go forward after this retrograde goes direct again. And it's really going to help you kind of navigate through these crises that we've already been going through. This is one last little reminder, okay? One last little kick of everything that we've been going through lately. This is its kind of, last blast before the changes are made. Now, Mars is really going to want us to take the chance. It's a little risque, and I don't want to use the word intense, but it does have this energy to it that it wants us to somehow take a risk. And with Mercury being there, doesn't that then dictate that it's a calculated risk? So once we go through, after you go through this introspection, review the plan, and then you will be able to go forward with a renewed sense of who you are and integrate into your being, so you can then feel like you can take that calculated risk that's happening. Sorry, I'm just going over my notes here to make sure that I have remembered anything. And yes, and while it's in Scorpio, it's going to remind you of any unsolved mysteries that's kind of been floating around you. And it can really help you to answer those unanswered questions that you still kind of have. So let this kind of wrap up a little bit. Yes, but be mindful of how we speak. Take a moment to yourself instead of feeling like you've just put your foot in your mouth. That's never a good thing. And take a minute, and you can figure out who you are in the proper way, kind of forward for yourself after this point. So I've went ahead and already pulled some oracle cards ahead of time, just so that we can get some confirmation here. So please remember, even if you do not see this video in November of 2025, please know that this is a timeless video. So whenever it does find you, it is meant for you. Okay. So I pulled the hedgehog. That means trust. Trust this video, trust in yourself, trust in the vision that you have, but take a minute. Take a minute to figure out where this is coming from emotionally for you and psychologically speaking, so you can integrate that into your new sense of being. And the crow for transition came up, but I also believe that this came up as well, so that you can find confirmation in your own life as you go forward. Whenever you find feathers, whenever you hear a lot of crows, see a bunch of crows, more so than often, know that is your confirmation that this message, yes, is for you. I also pulled, obviously, the integration card. I love the integration card. Integrate what you've learned here today into your being, okay? Give yourself a minute during this retrograde to just rethink about it. Just rethink about it. Understand your own emotions from a psychological point of view, okay? And then once that happens, what you're going to be able to do, sacral chakra, you're going to be able to then refine your own creative spark again. You know, and isn't that what Mars dictates when it's in Sagittarius? It wants us to find our own spark so we feel confident enough to take that calculated risk after this point, okay? So make the shift. Here's the shift, keeper of the shift. I love the tree keepers. So make the shift within yourself. Don't be afraid to go with the winds, right? That's also another very Mercury thing. Go with where the wind tells you to go. Trust me, it has a lot to say. And take that time. Solitude. Keeper of solitude. That is just a reminder and confirmation that, yes, this is a time to do some introspection on yourself. And then you won't feel so held back. Right? You won't feel so held back from this. You got to follow this. This is what Mars is dictating for us as well, with it being in Sagittarius and Mercury going from Sagittarius to Scorpio, back to Sagittarius again. Calculated risks are happening, people, and it's okay. It's a good thing for you. I'm going to try to remember to link the description of these cards into the video, and I will also leave my email in there as well. If anybody is looking for an astrological reading, we can, do it over the internet. That's great. But please, if this resonates with you, comment. Even after 3 or 4 weeks, come back and comment and let me know what happened to you and how these energies worked out for you. Okay, I'm sending you guys so much love and so much light. Always remember, be kind to yourself and be kind to others, because you just never know. Bye.